Today, I will be ranking my top five fantasy football running backs going into the 2026 NFL season. If you didn't catch my last video, I ranked the top five quarterbacks. Check that out. This video, we're going to do running backs, and running backs is a super valuable position because there's not many great running backs out there. There's only a select few. So the top of the list is very valuable to your team. Let's go ahead and get started. For these rankings, we'll assume a half point PPR format. At number five, we're going to go with James Cook out of Buffalo. James Cook led the league in rushing yards last year. Did you know that? He's a pretty under the radar guy. He's very consistent. He's going to guarantee you some fantasy points every single week. What team is he on? The Buffalo Bills. The Bills are amazing. They're a top five team in the league. So as we see, the game script favors the rushing attack, and that favors James Cook. Joe Brady was the offensive coordinator of the Bills last year, and now he's the head coach, so James Cook should continue to shine. And Joe Brady came out and said he believes in Cook. He thinks they had the best running back in football last year. So Cook should get even more opportunities this year. At number four, we have Christian McCaffrey. Everyone was scared of him last year. They didn't want to draft him. He had the injury history. They did not want to get burned. And what did CMC do last year? Well, all he did was put up the most half PPR fantasy points in the league out of any position. We are 1 year removed from that season last year. So say what you want about him getting older, but a giant drop off this year would be very unexpected. And don't let anyone convince you otherwise. Once again, it is his backfield. And what we know about McCaffrey is he does not like coming off the field. Expect that once again. The 49ers should be a solid team, and CMC should be the center of their offense once again. At number three, we have Jonathan Taylor. Numbers don't lie, people. Who was second in half PPR last year? It was Jonathan Taylor. We are once again 1 year removed from that great season. We have no reason to see a drop off incoming. Daniel Jones showed he can play great complementary football. He can run, but unlike Josh Allen, he shouldn't be vulturing away touchdowns at a high rate. Jonathan Taylor is just a workhorse, and that's super hard to find in the NFL nowadays. Jonathan Taylor had the most carries per game in the NFL last year. His body is built for the volume. He is the man. And now we have the top two. And I'll say this, it is very close between the top two. You can go in either direction here. But at number two, I'm going with Bijan Robinson. He just got paid. He is now the highest paid running back in the NFL. His competition from the last few years, Tyler Algier, he's gone now. Brian Robinson is now next in command. And if it's anything like we saw him in San Francisco last year, there's really nothing to worry about. Bijan has just been balling out since he's gotten into the league. Last year, he was third among running backs in half PPR format. And he just passes the eye test. He might be the most talented running back in the NFL. Having that player on your fantasy team is an amazing feeling every single week. And they got a new coach, Kevin Stefanski, who's talked very highly of Bijan, as he should. This could be a huge year for him. The number one running back that you should draft in fantasy football this year is Jahmyr Gibbs. He is the most explosive running back in the NFL, maybe the most explosive player in general. He was top five in half PPR formats last year. And what puts him ahead of Bijan for me is he is on a great offense, an explosive offense that puts up a ton of points. That would mean more opportunities for Gibbs over Bijan. Now, what's been the Achilles heel for Jahmyr Gibbs the last few years? Well, David Montgomery was in the room with him. Well, David Montgomery is no longer on the Lions. He is on the Texans now. This should be great news for Jahmyr Gibbs. Isaiah Pacheco is far less threatening to Gibbs's workload. This is now Gibbs's backfield. The script is there. The rest is in Jahmyr Gibbs's hands. Well, those are my top five running backs in fantasy football this year. Let me know your thoughts. Would you change anything?